What's going on, family and friends? Back with another video. Another update on the snakes. I know y'all are getting bored with the same old snakes over and over. I'm sorry. I don't have different snakes. But I love showing them off. And got a few questions. Gonna rant a little bit. Questions about the breeding. I put them in together Saturday. They were locked for over 12 hours. How long should I wait before I put them back in together is what I'm trying to ask. Let me know down in the comments. And I don't know how many of y'all follow BHB, but I follow him, watch his videos on YouTube. And a couple weeks ago, he hatched some albinos. One was completely blind, had no eyes. The other two are missing an eye. And I follow him on my new Facebook too. And all the hate and comments that are getting left, like, how could you do that? How could you try to breed a snake to have no eyes? Why would you do it for it to be genetically mutation and stuff like that? I'm looking at these people, I'm like, y'all are some potatoes. No one's going into breeding a snake to have a blind snake, to produce that. Things happen, okay? And all the hate saying, F you, Brian, F this, F what you're doing, I followed you and now I'm not. That hurt. And some of the other comments were, well, if I would have produced a snake like that, I would have killed it. I wouldn't have gave it a chance. I'm sorry. That's a living animal. It has a right to try to live on its own. If it has complications later, that's a different story. But having one eye and a breeder says, yeah, I would have killed it. I wouldn't even, that's a healthy snake. So you're telling me if somebody breeds a horse, if they're in the horse breeding and stuff like that, or dogs, I know some people that breed dogs, if it's not a full-blooded dog, they'll kill it. I don't think that's right. That they're in it for the money. And if you're a snake breeder and you breed a snake that has one eye and you look at it and say, well, I'm just going to kill it, I'm not even going to bother with it, get off my page, get off my YouTube, everything. So what are you saying? If you have kids and one is blind, are you going to give that up? You might as well, because it takes a lot more to feed a kid and help a kid that's blind than a snake. If you think that if I breed them, let me tell you this, if my clutch, if one is blind, has no eyes, or has one eye, I'm not gonna kill that animal. I'm sorry. I may try to find a home for it, no charge. I'll pay shipping if you want it. That snake has one eye. That's better than not having two. And seeing some of the videos that Brian's posted of the one that has no eyes, it's doing good, doing great. They're offering food this week. So if you think that since a snake is blind, has no eyes, it can't function like a normal snake, get off my page. I'm not gonna miss you. It just grinds my gears that someone can say that. I would kill it if it's missing an eye. I have family that's missing an eye, that's missed eye, was born like that. I'm sorry. I'm glad someone didn't say, well, I'm gonna shoot you because you can't function like everybody else. My parents raised a blind calf because the people didn't want it and they were going to kill it, and we took it in. And that cow, it took a while for it to get used to where it was at, but guess what? It lived. It lived for a long time. But to hear that and say, well, if I breed snakes and it does this, I'm just going to kill it and get rid of it, not even put that burden on someone. You know what? I'll take it. If you breed a snake that's blind and you don't want to deal with it, I'll pay the shipping, you can send it to me. Because I think I want them because it's educational purposes for Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. It shows these kids that, you know what, not just humans are born with a deficiency, but so are animals and reptiles. And you know what, with a little bit of love and kindness and care, they can function too. Because there's some kids in the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts that have some disabilities, and it'll show them, like, you know what, I can get through this. If that snake can go on its own missing one eye, I can do this. So yeah, I'm sorry about the rant and raving. Got a few other things. Found a few snakes on Craigslist down here. They're normals, but I'm sorry. I've emailed both of these people. Here's the first one. Normal ball python with enclosure. $600. I'm sorry. And he goes to put down here, he's 8 years old, 5 feet, eats every 2 to 3 weeks. The cage, handmade, Zilla Critter cage, 90 gallons. I mean, I'm sorry, background. I don't want bamboo in the background with my snake. Sorry. However, most of his times have been in a hide box. He's putting all the hides and stuff. Floor it right, zoo med, zoo this. He bakes his substrate. Yeah, I can understand that if it's got mites in it. But he's putting all this stuff. I'm sorry, it's used already. You're not going to get full price. And to put $600 for all this, I'm sorry. I sent an email and said, how much just for the snake? I mean, I don't need $600 worth of stuff. He's like, I'll give you $60 for the snake. He sends me a message back saying, I'm sorry, I won't take less than $300. It's a normal. And you want $300 for a snake? No. So that kind of gets me upset. Then this one, 10-gallon tank, normal ball python. We'll need a bigger one, and he's like $250. I'm like, well, I don't need the tank. How much just for the snake? Oh, I'll take $110. I'm not paying you $110 for a normal ball python. I'm sorry, people, and I'm trying to tell them, I was like, look, I got my breeder female for $60. 60. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I need to make sure that it's going to a good home. I'm like, I have 5. I know what I'm doing, and I'm in a big community that knows what they're doing. So, yeah, ranting about that, but they'll price whatever they want and stuff like that. But for the people in the community and stuff that would say, if you bred a snake, and all the hate that BHB is getting about the ones that come out with no eyes and the 2 that had 1 eye, he didn't do this to produce that. It all happens. But if you are in this community and you follow me and you'd say, well, if I produced a snake that had 1 eye and that was the only thing that was wrong with it, 1 eye, and you would sit there and say, well, it's healthy, but it has 1 eye, I'm just going to cull this animal right now. Get off my page. Get off my Facebook. Get off my Instagram. And get off my YouTube. Go. I don't want nothing to do with you. Because that's just wrong. And BHB has these, and he's sending them to homes for free. He's going to pay shipping. He's not going to charge anything. The only thing he said is do not breed them. You know what? I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. But if y'all out there breeding these animals and it's missing 1 eye and you're just going to kill it, send it to me. I'll take it. I'll take every one you got. Sorry for the ranting and raving. I just wanted to put that out there. And again, in the comments, how long should I wait before I put my bumblebee back in with my my female? Just let me know. I really appreciate it. And I will see y'all on the next one.